Hello guys, this is Noel Prodi. Today I'm going to show you how you can create this simple spaceship animation inside Blender 3.5, and I'm going to show you the ways that I have used to achieve this result. And if you're interested in this project file, you can find it on my Patreon or on my Gumroad page. That's a great way to support me so that I can keep making videos like this in the future. So without further waiting, let's go to the tutorial. So when we start the tutorial, this is the project file that you'll find. As you can see, we have a camera and a plane that we are going to work on. And I have played the one tree so that it will be easier to follow along. So this is the project file that you'll find. And if you select this camera view, it has also the animation. So if I press play, as you can see, the camera is moving outward slightly. So this is the animation. It's really simple. I have done this so that our tutorial would be a lot faster since the setup is really simple. So just go to the description and download this project file if you want to follow me along. So after this, the next thing that we have to do is we are going to arrange the trees inside the scene. So I'm going to select this one and I'm going to go to this particle property. So and then I'm going to hit plus and I'm going to click this here. And then after I have clicked that, I'm going to go to this render and I'm going to select change this one to collection. So I'm going to render scatter a collection. So after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one and I'm going to press M and then I'm going to press new collection so that it will be added to a new collection, which I will assign in the particle system later. So I'm going to name this one trees 1. So and then I'm going to hit OK. So I'm going to select this one in the collection right here. I'm going to select this trees one. When I do that, as you can see, it's being scattered, but the rotation is not properly displayed. So what you can do is select this object rotation. It will be placed correctly. After this, what you can do is let me change the scale like this. As you can see, if you change the scale, it will be bigger like this. And then if you change the scale randomness, as you can see, you can have a randomized scale. So just adjust this value. So the value that I have found to be good for this scene is for this one 0.615, and for this one 0.091 is the good value that I have found to be good. And then after this, if you go to the numbers, you can adjust the numbers like this, as you can see. So just adjust the value that's proper. I have found 800 to be good for this scene. And then I want to have a randomized rotation. So to do that, I'm going to click this advanced and I'm going to activate this rotation and I'm going to type this 0.5 in this one to 0.8. So this is what I'm going to do. So this is what it's looking like. And I'm going to change this 0.35 in this one to 0.23. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, I think this is good. So after this, I want some kind of, an open land, which is going to be rocks. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select one, hit tab to get inside of the edit mode. As you can see in this project file, I have already subdivided it, as you can see. So what you can do is, if you go to this, vertex properties, you have 3 vertices which we're going to use. So if I hit tab and then select somewhere else and select this group and click the select, as you can see, it's going to select like this. For example, if I use this one, hit select. I don't think this one is assigned to anything. Hit select like this. So I'm going to use this group. If I hit select, as you can see, this is the one which we are going to place the rocks. So in order to place the rocks, we have to eliminate the trees right around here. So to do that, just select this one, go to this particle system, and in the vertex groups, what you can do is in the density, select this group, as you can see, and then click this one and invert it. So when you do that, we don't have those trees right in the middle. So if I press 0, this is what we're getting. And also you can change the seed so that you can change the arrangement. As you can see, whenever you change the seed, you will have a different arrangement. So I'm going to use seed 1 like this. So after this, the next thing that we're going to do is let me navigate outside of the camera. I'm going to select this tree and then press F3 and then X, and then press GZ and move it like this. And then I'm going to press RY and then 90. But what I can do is press M so that it will move out of this tree collection. So I'm going to press M and then select this collection. Now it's moved to this collection. So if I press R1 and then 90 degrees, it won't affect our distribution since it's outside of these trees. So after this, I'm going to press S to scale it like this, and then press GZ like this. Just place it on the ground like this. And then after you have done that, what you can do is press 0 in your camera view. Sometimes, you know, the distribution using this particle system may not be good enough, so you might have to place some items manually. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to press G and then Shift Z so that it will only move on the X and Y axis. So I'm going to, you know, place some big trees like this, press Alt T, and then place some tree like right here, press Alt T, and then some tree right here. Just, you know, place those big trees, and then you can also press S and then create a scale of variation. Or after you have duplicated all of them, what you can do, select everything like this, select the 3 trees or the 4 trees that you have duplicated, go to object and then transform, and then select this randomize transform. After you have done that, you will have this bar right here. Click it, and then you have a different randomization parameters, so just the locations, the rotation in the scale. So if I press the rotation like this, it's going to have a randomized rotation. So if I used a randomized scale, for example, if I only scale it on the x-axis, as you can see, we have a randomized scale on the x-axis. But for this case, I want the randomized axis to be on all of them, all of the 3 axes. So maybe I can use 1.05 or something like this, or 1.1.02, you know. But you can also, you know, press R and then Z, press R and then Z. Just use your own hand to create this change manually. So that's what I'm going to do. So after this, the next thing that we have to import is a spaceship, which you'll find the link in the description below. We're going to use a model from Sketchfab. As you can see, this is a spaceship model. It's really good model. As you can see, I like the design, and it's also free. So just, you know, copy the link right here, and you need to install an add-on for Sketchfab into Blender. So in order to download that add-on, what you can do, just select this download 3D model, and then right here, select this use importers, and it will go right here and select this Blender. And then on GitHub, you will find this page which you have to download this zip file. After you have downloaded that zip file, what you can do is just go to edit and then preferences, go to this add-ons, and then click this install add-on. Then after you have done that, go to the download folder that you have downloaded the zip file, select that zip file, and select this install add-on. After you have done that, it will be it will appear like this. After you have done that, just activate it, and then after you have activated it, just select right here and then select the save preferences. And then after you have done that, to see the add-on, press N, and you'll see it right here, Sketchfab add-on. Just select this activate add-on, but in your case you might have to sign up, so just sign up. So I have already done that process, so just I'm going to click this activate add-on. It will activate it, and then after this, I'm going to select this import from URL. Then I'm going to paste the URL right here. But before that, what I am going to do is I'm going to press A, select everything, and then press H to hide it so that I will see my spaceship clearly. And in case if I have to do any adjustment, I will adjust them. I will adjust it, and I will unhide all of the things later. So I'm going to select right here, and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to select this import URL. And you might have to wait based on, you know, the heaviness of the model that you are importing. In this case, I don't think it's going to take that much, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what I have by clicking this material preview, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything like this, and I'm going to join them, like just join everything like this, and then it's parented to this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one, or just select everything like this, press Alt P, and then select this clear and keep transformation. So it will not be parented, and as you can see, they're not connected anymore. After this, I'm going to press X and delete it. And then after this, I'm going to select this one, right click, and then set origin to 3D cursor, so that the origin will be at the bottom. So after I've done that, what I can do is I'm going to press Ctrl C. Since I'm working on the same model, what I can do is just press Alt H to unhide everything, as you can see. And then after this, I'm going to press GZ and then press 0 so that I can see it on my camera view. Press RZ and then rotate it like this. Press S to scale it like this. Maybe place it around here. Maybe move it just like this, just a little bit above the ground like this. Press 0. Maybe after this, I might have to scale it like this. Press G and the Shift 0 that it will only move on the X and Y axis like this. So I can, place it right here. And then also what I can do is I can press Shift D and then Shift C so that it will only move on the X and Y axis. Just place this one right here. And then select this one and then press Alt D so that it will have the same instance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one, go to this material properties, and I'm going to hit tab, and I'm going to select this one, this face. Just make sure that you're on face selection mode. Select this face, and I'm going to change the color. So what I'm going to do is let me go to this shader 8 so that I can adjust the materials. So this is the color data. So since let me press Shift A and then add our hue saturation node and plug this one right here. And then let me, as you can see, if I change the hue, all of the three materials is going to be changed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one and I'm going to click this one so that it will be a different material, and the change that I made to this one won't be applied to this one. So if I change the hue, as you can see, only these two are going to be changed since both of them have the same properties. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a blue. Yeah. So this is the placement of the spaceship. You can make them smaller, larger, just place them lower or above. It's your call. So after this, the last thing that I have added is a bunch of trunks and smaller trees. So if I deactivated the first tree, as you can see, we have some kind of smaller trees and trunks. So this is the smaller tree and this is the trunk, which I have used the same method that I have used in order to distribute the large amount of trees which I have shown you. So in order to find trees beside what I have provided for you, or the trunks, you can find them on our website called 3D Warehouse, which you'll find the link in the description below for the specific assets that I have used. It's a great website which you'll find free asset for your projects, but you might have to adjust them so that they will look good in Blender, which is what I have done. And if you're interested in knowing how you can convert them so that they will be good inside Blender, I have done a tutorial which you'll find the link in the description below or on the top right corner. I'm going to select the ground like this. So let me deactivate everything like this, and let me go to this EV material preview, and let me select the spaceships hollow sheet to select multiple objects, and then press A to hide it, and also let me hide the trees for now. So after this, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to texture this ground. So to do that, we're going to use a free add-on called EasyPPR, which you'll find the link in the description below. So in order to install add-on, it's not as simple as SketchUp add-on or any other add-ons. So you might have to see a tutorial on how you can install this free add-on. So after you have installed that, what you can do is just go to this shader editor. You'll find it right here. It's called ePBR, and select this load library. When you do that, you'll find a lot of different materials. If I click this one, as you can see, we have a bunch of options right here. So for the first one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this ground, and on the ground I have a different types of ground. So I'm going to use ground 023, this one. So I'm going to click this download to download it. Since I've already downloaded that, what I can do is just hit this plus, and then it will give me option like this. I can select the type of resolutions that I have downloaded. Since I've only downloaded this 1K version, I can only see this one. So I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to hit OK. When I do that, as you can see now, the material have been added. So after this, as you can see, the scale is a little bit off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a scale of value of 20 like this. But we can see the repetition. So I want this to be mixed with another material. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this click right here. I'm going to click rock. So I'm going to click use this rock 001. So Since I've already downloaded it, I'm going to hit plus. In this case, I'm going to use this node group and I'm going to hit OK. Now, if I press G, as you can see, the node group have been added. So what I'm going to do is let me select this material output and I'm going to place it right here. And then I'm going to select this one, press Shift D to duplicate it, and then plug this one to the coordinate, and then select this one and press Shift D. And I'm going to create, the same material system for this one. Select this one, I'm going to press Shift D like this, and then plug the normal to the normal, and then, right here, and the color, just I'm going to plug the base color right here, and the roughness right here. Now we have this. I want to mix this two. So to do that, I'm going to use a Musgrave for the alpha, so that I will mix them, using a texture, so that it will be a lot interesting. So I'm going to press Shift A and I'm going to type Musgrave texture, as you can see. And then we have a different properties. So if I Control Shift click this one to see what we are getting, as you can see, this is the texture. So I'm going to make the detail to 15 and change the dimensions to 0. As you can see, when I do that, I think this looks good. I'm going to press Ctrl T so that I can add a mapping node like this. So I'm going to change this one to object so that the distribution will be, uniform throughout the plane. And then after this, I'm going to press Shift A and then add a mix shader so that I can use this shader to mix this too. So what I can do is plug this rock 001 on the top and this one at the bottom. And I'm going to use this one, select this one, press G. And then I'm going to place this one right here for the factor, like this. If I Control Shift click this one to see what we are getting, we might have to wait until the shaders have been compiled. So this is what we're getting. So after this, I'm going to press Shift A and then add a color up so that we can control, the alpha, the factor, like this. So if I Control Shift click this one to see what we are getting, if I make the black like this, somewhere around here, and if I Control Shift click this one, as you can see, this is what we are getting. If I, for example, flip it like this, so this is the result that we're getting. So I think you get the point. If I to show you, if I Control Shift click this one, as you can see, we have two colors, a black and a white, right? So what this setup is doing is it's placing one of the textures on the black part and one of the textures on the white part. So that's what we're doing. It's really simple. So after this, the next thing that we are going to do is we're going to also mix another material. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this rock. I'm going to use another rock, maybe rock 006 maybe will be good. I think I already downloaded it. I can go to local, as you can see, rock 32. I think rock 32 will be good. So after after you have selected it, just click download. Since I already downloaded it, what I can do is I can hit plus. In this case, I'm going to only import the node group. So I'm going to hit OK. Or what you can do is what you can just hit plus and then click this material and hit OK. After you have done that, it's going to sorry, I meant to add rock 32. I have already downloaded the 2K version. This is going to be visible in front of the camera. I used a higher resolution, which is 2K, and I'm going to OK. So after I've done that, select this rock 32 and press 8, select everything, press Ctrl C, and go to this ground 023, which is our current material that's being displayed on the plane. I'm going to press Ctrl V to paste it, so that we won't be adjusting the things that we have done for this one. So that's what I have done. After I have done that, I can, delete both of the materials. And then after this, I'm going to hit X to delete this one. And also what I must do is I must mix this one in this one. So to do that, I'm going to select this one, this mix shader, and I'm going to press Shift D to duplicate it, and then plug this one right here, and then plug this one on the second like this. So as you can see, they have been they're being mixed, but the mixing is not quite correct. So we need to have a mask in order to mix those two textures. So for this case, I have, created a mask of my own. So what I can do is I'm going to press Shift A and then add an image texture and plug this one right here. And then I'm going to click open. And then I'm going to click this mask, which I already created, which you'll find the link in the description below. So I'm going to click open. As you can see, when I do that, as you can see, this is our mask, which I've already created. So in order to further control the mask, what you can do is just create a color ramp and then plug this one right here. And if I Control Shift click this one, so that I can see my mask clearly, this is my mask. I can, make the black part like this so that, the edge will be a lot sharper. So I'm going to make this one like this and Control Shift click this one. So this is what you're getting. And then the next thing that we can do is, as you can see, everything is too flat. So we need to have some kind of displacement. So to do that, what you can do is, we have already displacement texture, right? Yeah, a displacement node. So I'm going to place this one right here, and then I'm going to plug this one right here. And then I'm going to, select this one and then delete it since we're not going to need it. So delete this one. And then I'm going to, do something so that only this part of the mesh will be displaced. So the first thing to do that is, let me go to this render engine, just Cycles render engine, but in this case it's Eevee, so I'm going to change this one to Cycles. So I'm going to change this one to JPU, so that will be a lot faster. And then let me use let me deactivate this one so that I can use one of the Eevee HDRs. After this, what I can do is just select this one in the material properties, and in the settings, we have a setting called surface and on the displacement, change this one to displacement only. When I do that, as you can see, we are seeing a displacement like this. So just, you can decrease the scale like this. So I'm going to use 0.02 for this one. As you can see, everything is being displaced. So I want only the middle part to be displaced. So what I can do is, I'm going to Shift A and then add a mix, and I'm going to change this one to color, and I'm going to place this one right here, and I'm going to, place this one right here, and then I'm going to make the factor to 1, or we're going to use we're going to use the mask, but I'm going to make this to 1. So after this, just plug this mask to the factor. As you can see, when I do that, only the middle part is going to be displaced. As you can see, only the middle part is going to have a geometry, everything is going to be flat. And then, maybe 0.9 would be good, 0.91, something like this. So this is what we're getting. After this, maybe I can change the scale, this scale to 5, so that it will be good. So if I press 0 on my camera mode, I think this is looking good. So after this, just select this one, and then let me activate this particular properties so that I can see all of my trees. Now I'm going to press Alt H to unhide everything. So guys, this is what we're getting. I think we have finished, placing the texturing and everything. And then let me select this camera, since we are seeing everything, outside of the camera. I don't want that to happen. So what I can do, just go to this output properties and activate this render region so that it will be only visible on the camera view. And also we have some kind of noise. So if you want any kind of denoiser, what you can do is just select this denoiser. It will be denoised. And also you can choose the main samples, or you can choose when that denoiser is going to be applied. In this case, I have used 0, so the denoiser is going to be applied at the beginning, since that's what I want. So guys, after this, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create the lighting. So to do that, you let me, select the scene model so that it will be properly, lighted. We don't want the lighting setup or the EV HDR. We're going to create our own lighting. So in the shader editor, just change this one to world. So after you have done that, we have some kind of setup right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a sky texture to light up the scene. So I'm going to press Shift A and then type sky. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to plug this one to the color. So when I do that, as you can see, I have something like this. So we have different properties, same sun size, sun intensity, the elevation, the rotation. You can play with these numbers. But for this case, I have already decided the best scenario for this case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the sun size, and for the sun intensity, I'm going to use 0.5 since everything is a lot brighter. And for the elevation, I think 15 degrees is going to be good. And for the rotation, I'm going to use 28.7 like this. And it's still a lot brighter. So to decrease the strength of the light, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the strength from 1 to 0.2. When I do that, as you can see, it's a lot darker. And then after this, what I can do is maybe go to color management, and I'm going to use this medium contrast so that we'll have a lot of contrast inside our scene. Maybe the next thing that I have to do is just let me select this one. I want this to be a lot brighter, so I'm going to press Shift A and add hue saturation node. So just type hue saturation like this, and maybe I'm going to use a value of 1.6, so that should be a light brighter. So after this, I think I have accidentally added this hue saturation on this ground. So just change this one on the rucksack tool. I've made the value to be 1.6. And the next thing that I want to do is I want to decrease the specularity, so that as you can see, so that I don't have any kind of reflections. And also I'll decrease the specularity of this rock also, like this. I think this is looking good. So after we have adjusted this texturing, maybe we can add some kind of trunk, some kind of rocks right here, so that we can give it a little bit more detail. So I have done that. So the last step is going to be animating. Let me select this one. Let me select all of them like this. Change this one to local, so that it will move on the rotation. So I'm going to press GX, as you can see, GY, GC. I think it's going to be good on the GZ like this. So if I press 0, as you can see, this is what I'm getting. So I want this to be a 5-second animation. So I'm going to go to this timeline, and I'm going to select this one, press N, and I'm going to go to this item, and I'm going to give it a location like this. And then I'm going to press I on both of them, so that we will create a keyframe like this. Just all you can do, just right click and insert keyframes in your case if you have not added any keyframes, or you can just press I so that you can add those keyframes. And after this, I'm going to press GZ and place it right here like this, and then press I. Sorry, before that, what I can do is just go to the last frame like this, and then press I, and then press I. Oh, sorry, before that, I have to move it like this. I'm making a lot of mistakes. Just after I have done that, just press I. So if I go to the first frame, if I hit play, as you can see, it's moving. Our spaceships are moving. So that's what we want. But the movement is a lot slower. So what I can do is just select the last point, this one, and then press G and maybe move it on 50 or something like this. So if I go to the first frame and play, as you can see, it's moving a lot faster. But as you can see, when it starts, it's going a lot faster, and when it's ending, as you can see, it's slowing down. I want the movement to be constant. So what I can do is just I can press A and then T, and just select this linear. So when that the speed is going to be constant. We're not going to have a speed variation at the beginning and at the end. So as you can see, it's just everything is the same. So what I can do is, just press GZ and then maybe move it like this. So that press GZ and then press I. As you can see, it's faster. Maybe I can press GZ and move it like this, and then press I. I'm going to press GZ and just move it a lot further. Go to the 50th frame before you change the location of this one. Press GZ and move it like this and press I. And then if I go to the first frame, if I press play, as you can see, yeah, the speed is good. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to repeat the same process for both of them, but I want them to be a little bit behind. So I want them to move maybe after my spaceship have maybe got to maybe frame 20. I want them to move, so maybe the starting point will have to be 20, and then jump another 40 or 50 frames and add a keyframe and just uh, duplicate the same process that we have done right here. So that's what I'm going to do. So guys, as you can see, as the camera moves outward, you can see the spaceship is moving. So that's what I have done. I've adjusted the heights and everything. Just if I go to this render view so that we can see what we're doing. As you can see, this is the spaceship. The size is going to be like this. So guys, after this, what you can do is just let me go to this render settings. So go to this render settings. We might not have to change a lot of things. So for the render, I'm going to use 256 samples. Since this is an exterior scene, we're not going to use that much samples. And pretty much maybe I'm going to activate this motion blur and maybe use 0.15 or something. And then after this, for the output properties, I'm going to use 1080p. I'm not going to change the default setting. Maybe I'm going to use 25 frames per second. And for the animation, what I can do is change this one to FFmpeg video, and then change this one to H264 in MP4. Then after you have done that, click this encoding. Maybe change this one to high quality. So after this, what you can do is just select the output folder. Just select this one. Just, select the output folder which you want the video file to be placed, and now hit accept. Then I think we have adjusted everything. And after that, just all you have to do is click this hit render and render animation, and then you can render out your animation and it will look good.